My first reaction to My Hero by the Foo Fighters. Yo, what's going on, guys? So recently in some of my Nirvana videos I've been doing, I've mentioned how much I like the drums on those tracks. And people have been on there, particularly my friend George was the first one to let me know that the drummer of Nirvana is Dave Grohl, who is the creator and leader of the Foo Fighters, a huge band in their own right. It's a band that I've heard of, but I've not really heard any of their music. So I thought it'd be cool to sort of, in continuing with the Nirvana tracks that I'm doing, to do a offshoot and cover the Foo Fighters. I've chosen this track, My Hero, which is one of their more popular songs, which I think is a good choice in general, to pick one of the more popular songs from a band, just to sort of ease your way into their music. But I'm kind of interested to see how Kurt and Dave's writing differ. Do they have similarities? Do they differ? Did he pick anything up from Kurt all those years with one of the best songwriters in the world? In terms of my expectations for the track, with the title being My Hero and sort of the single art, I am thinking this is like a personal tale of a hero from Dave's life that is maybe not around anymore. So yeah, let's get into the track. Okay, here we go. I'm curious, who's the drummer? And like, that dude must be under ridiculous amounts of pressure. Like, he's Dave Grohl's drummer now. Poor guy. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to hear. I wonder how the drums have changed up, because from the pictures that I've seen, Dave is the front man, so he's not on drums anymore. Great riff, man. Great riff. Okay, super interesting first verse. It certainly didn't go the way that I would have thought initially. It kind of sounds like he's upset with the person he's speaking about. If we go back to the lyrics, I really like this line: "Truth or consequence? Say it out loud. Truth or consequence." Do you want to know what really happened, or do you want to feel the consequences of it? Interesting take there. I would have thought the line would be like lie or consequence, but he goes truth or consequence. Interesting. He says also, too alarming now to talk about. Take your pictures down and shake it out. As in, like, I think of, like, you know, when you have those old school little boards for children to like draw on, and you shake it and the picture goes away from it. So he's like trying to erase the memory of this person and use that evidence, race it around. So think about it. Interesting. Yeah, it certainly is a more negative view of this person he's speaking about. I would have thought, for the title being My Hero, that it's like a glowing track about someone. Ordinary. Okay, to speak about the sound a little bit, I would say that they have certainly an anthemic sound, the same way Nirvana's album Nevermind does. It's not in the same way. It's not as heavy, or as I described it once in one of the earlier videos as like everything was in sync together, and it was like rhythmic at times together. The vocals, the drums, and the guitar all kind of in syncopation. It's not quite like that, but I can imagine this being like a stadium anthem. And someone wrote in the comments in Scentless Apprentice that Dave was actually the person behind the riff on Scentless Apprentice. He was also the guy on the drums. So he's clearly a talented musician and was so since the time of the band Nirvana. But I guess there's a stigma attached to being a drummer and like having and being a songwriter at the same time. So maybe that's why he's moved away from the drums. But certainly an interesting sound so far. And I love that little perspective twist that they've got for this Hero so far. Whoa, I really like that line. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so these two lines right here completely change. Like, I think maybe I'm wrong here. I think he's talking about Kurt. Don't the best of them bleed it out while the rest of them peter out, meaning like they fizzle out and their light kind of dims by the end. That's a great fucking line, because I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be about anyone. It could just be the idea of like dying young and having your image live on forever. But that's kind of what he's getting at there, isn't he? Like, don't the best of them bleed it out. There's the idea of the 27 Club with people like Jimi Hendrix and like Buddy Holly, the guy from The Doors, I forgot his name now, Jim Morrison. I wonder how old Kurt was when he died. Kurt Cobain. Whoops, Kurt Cobain, 94. Oh, he was 27. Wow, so he's part of that club too. Interesting, interesting. So, man, okay, from those two lines and then taking what I've heard in the first chorus as well, there goes my hero, watch him as he goes. When I first heard that, I certainly didn't think it meant like there he goes, as in he's fading away. I thought he meant, you know, when you watch like a firefighter in action, there goes my hero, watch him as he goes. Whoa, look, he looks so cool as he goes. Now with this line, it kind of changes the sort of intent in the chorus, meaning like, there goes my hero, watch him as he goes, as he leaves us. There goes my hero, he's ordinary, he's just like us, he's got issues like anyone else would. Super cool how two lines can change the entire meaning of a song for a person. Well, I should speak for myself there. Let's keep this going.
Truth or consequence, say it aloud. Use that evidence, race it around.
Love that riff, man.
There goes my hero.
Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da.
Watch him as he goes.
Yeah. It's even the way he's delivering the line.
There goes my hero. It's ordinary.
Whoa. Okay, so early on I spoke about how maybe Dave's picked up a thing or two from Kurt in terms of songwriting. I say in terms of structure, they've certainly got the idea down of the explosion in the chorus. I think Nevermind was full of those kind of tracks. Come As You Are and Lithium were both just like that. And they've got this, it's not quiet in the same way a Lithium was in the verse, but it certainly does the explosion on the chorus. So interesting that he's kind of kept with that theme in his own band. Oh, here we go, we're building up. I love this.
You got my hero, leaving on the bed. You got my hero, one and soul.
Okay, the lyrics on that track seem like it was a bit different to what he said. Kudos My Hero, Leaving All the Mess. You Know My Hero, that one that's on. Okay, whoa. Kudos My Hero, Leaving All the Mess. Now, again, I don't want to say what the song is, like, definitively, because of course any track has sort of any interpretation you make of it. But I mean, if it is going along the lines of a hero who's let you down, leaving all the mess, someone who like sort of gives up and takes their own life. That line right there, leaving all the mess, I guess that is what happens, right? After you kill yourself. I mean, it's all the people who you love who are left with sort of the pieces. And then the way he says he's ordinary, I also imagine Dave being around Kurt and knowing that he's a normal person with flaws who could probably get on anyone's nerve or like, you know, has issues like anyone else, and having kids sort of lose their minds when they see Kurt, and seeing that sort of dual dynamic of Kurt Cobain probably inspired that line there. Maybe there goes my hero, he's ordinary. Like, he was normal, and that probably kind of freaked Dave out because he would have known Kurt before the crazy amounts of fame that he reached. I wouldn't say the drummer's doing a great job. Whoa. I like how he faded it out there at the end. Interesting, man. Super cool song. Certainly very different to what I thought going in. I thought this would definitely be like a just a super positive track on someone who he admires, but I don't think it's quite that. I mean, look, it's all up for interpretation. I don't think it's necessarily about Kurt, but it's certainly about a person who maybe who he once admired, or even other people think of as great, but he maybe sees another side to them. Not saying that it has to be Kurt, but if it is, what a great track, man. What a great track that he's kind of made a song that can fit someone else's life, but still manage to express maybe the way he feels about that situation. To be able to write a song that can do both at the same time is really cool. Great track, man. Great track. I think he's certainly a strong songwriter, man. Strong songwriter. I personally liked what I heard from Kurt much more. Just the fact that it was much more raw and kind of dealt with kind of the darker parts of a person's mind and soul. But kudos to Dave, just as he said, kudos to my hero. Great song, man. Great song, great riff, and the drummer did a great job, even with all the pressure he has of being Dave Grohl's drummer.
It's the leading guitar.